Hi, everybody. Welcome to Call a Lib, which is my rebranded Call a Leftist, which is my rebranded LinkedIn and Chill. So let's see how this goes. I'm definitely just trying to make it easier for people to understand, in a word, who I am and what I'm about. I'm not a Democrat, but I'm definitely left leaning. I'm extremely left leaning, extremely socialist heavy in my philosophy, whatever. Um, yeah, but I'm definitely liberal, definitely leftist. So if you want to talk to somebody of that persuasion, this is your time. This is your space. I am Sophie of sexwithsophie.com. I am a Southern American Black woman. Again, I voted for Kamala Harris, very left leaning. I am not a debater. So you'll see where I say, don't debate me, bro. This is not what this is. Like, if you're thinking I'm Destiny, I'm pretty far from that. I'd love to have a conversation with you. I'd love to have a discussion with you. Pick your brain about who you are and why you think what you do. And I'm willing to bet we can actually find a lot of common ground, believe it or not, even though I definitely believe a lot of these things. If you're looking on platforms where you can see my list, feel free to call in if you'd like to chat about anything on this list. If you have burning questions for, again, someone of the left leaning persuasion, for a Black person, for a woman, for a mother, yeah, this is your space. I am, you know, really open to talking about anything. I've had some very interesting calls ever since I started doing this, way before the election even happened. Um, yeah, so I'm down for whatever. I'm down for whatever. And I'm actually opening up not necessarily like a scheduling platform, but you can contact me if it's just not a good time for you, because I usually actually do these where it's really quite early in the morning in America. So I thought I'd try to hang out Saturday night with you guys. I actually live in the UK, so I'm 5 hours ahead of the East Coast in America. But yeah, I just thought I would try to hang out with you this evening. Again, offer this space for you to contact someone if you're looking for some fun discussion and to have a chat with someone. That's me. But yeah, if you go to sexwithsophie.com, if now it's not a good time, you can contact me if you would like to talk about something specific, or if you'd have a better time that's easier for you, you can do that. You can call the number on your screen that just went away. That'll come right back in a second. You can also text that number. You can leave a comment from wherever you're watching from, and I will read it out and we can chit chat that way if it's easier for you. But ultimately, yeah, I'm here for you. This is your space and your time to call a left leaning liberal, socialist, whatever you want to say, Marxist, sure, why not? I don't care. While I'm waiting for callers, I tend to just, satisfy the Twitch gods by doing my little daily puzzle games. Um, and in between those and in between calls, I'll usually talk about a daily topic. The thing that came to mind for me was just how much of a bitch ass pussy Donald Trump is. And so I wanted to share my thoughts as to why. You're welcome to interrupt me at absolutely any time, especially if you have thoughts on why perhaps he isn't a bitch ass pussy. Why you might think I'm wrong. But I will say the biggest reason I know for a fact this motherfucker is the biggest pussy I've ever seen in my entire life is because he banned me, little old me, from True Social. And why do you think that is? I was given no reason, no explanation, but I received an indefinite ban from True Social, which is Donald Trump's social media platform, which is pretty shitty, but I was still there because I, again, have this program where I am doing my best to reach out to people across the aisle, if you will, and again, try to find common ground with one another, try to see where we're actually quite similar in respects that you might not really think are there. And I think that's the scariest thing that could have ever run across his path, apparently, because I was sick. I hadn't even posted for 3 or 4 weeks. My baby was sick, so I was not paying attention to social media. I took a little bit of a time off from doing the show. And lo and behold, one day, uh, just after I think he was elected, I got an email that said I was banned. And so, for that to be your first, one of your first of so many actions as president is to apparently cull your communications platform of people who think differently from you or of left-leaning people. Or I was very openly liberal. My show was called A Leftist at that time, that I promoted heavily on True Social. For you to ban people who think differently from you, that's so scary. That's really sad. It tells me that he only wants people who are susceptible and gullible enough to only hear what he wants to tell them in this tiny echo chamber of deep, deep, super MAGA people. So luckily, I'm still on Gab. I'm still on Locals, Kick, X. So I'm still able to reach some of my right wing brothers and sisters. So if you are watching from there, I'd love for you to call in and let's have a chat about any of the topics I've listed above, why you may disagree with Trump being a bitch ass pussy. But yeah, I'm absolutely certain that he is, because he's scared of liberals. He's scared of leftists. He kicked me off of True Social so that we could not have this connection with each other. And how fucking terrible is that? Especially in the wake of like Luigi Mangione and all this beautiful class consciousness that we're starting to have with one another. So let's keep that going. Give me a call and let's chat about things that, again, you might feel very strongly about, but I'm willing to bet that we can actually come together and find some bridges between our two ways of thinking, whether it's about trans issues, abortion, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, anything. Again, I'm willing to bet we're going to have a good time. So give me a buzz. And while I'm waiting for you, oh, I'm so sorry. I missed a couple of chats here from Kick. Hi, Adicus. Am I saying that right? Yeah, I love Destiny. He said, I watch Destiny. What's up? Trump is a dictator. Agreed. I think Elon's the dictator. I think he's just the figurehead, but I think Heritage Foundation is the real dictator. He's just the puppet out here. I stream to pretty much everywhere except for TikTok because I don't have enough followers. So if you want to follow me on TikTok at Sex with Sophie, please let me know. Oh no, I'm sorry. I missed you. It says you like guns and military. Does that make you MAGA? Not at all. If anything, MAGA hates the military. They hate the military. They're doing everything in their power to make it more difficult to be in the military. They just attacked. That's one of Doge's first things that they are doing is taking away veterans' benefits and things. So quite frankly, yeah, no, the MAGA is not pro-military at all. Guns. I love guns. I'm from North Carolina, man. Come on. I have my concealed carrier's permit, but then I think they made it where you don't even need it in North Carolina. So there you go. Yeah, I love guns. I grew up around guns. My dad's like a world-class shooter. He's not been like at Olympic level, but he's definitely done like regional and national competitions. So I grew up around weapons and weaponry. He's of all sorts. Okay. My dad is a 3rd degree black belt in Taekwondo. So, I mean, I'm talking nunchucks, throwing knives, bows, sais, like literally weapons of all, blow darts, blow guns. I've grown up with so many fucking weapons. It's insane. So I do have an affinity for guns. I have gun fever a little bit, like It's Always Sunny. I get the fear. when I'm holding one. I have a healthy respect for weapons. So yeah, I'm pretty pro Second Amendment. I definitely think we need some restrictions on who can have assault rifles and things like that. I kind of feel like you have to go one way or the other. You either have to go like here in the UK where nobody can have guns, or you need to be like that town in Georgia that gave everybody guns, and the crime rate went way down. Went way down. I thought that was pretty dope. But Adicus, I think I missed you, dude. I'm so sorry. Um, hey James, I see you up there too. So yeah, I'm just chilling. Feel free to give me a call. I do not ignore chat. I'm sorry, but I definitely missed you this time. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, I just fuck around and play my little daily games between calls. Uh, just so I keep my streaks. I'm like over 100 days on this one. They're not difficult, but here we go. I was watching a reel and they were like, it feels like doing your little daily puzzles is like you're in Lumen, like you work for Lumen Industries from Severance with those silly little mind games that they call work. That's exactly what it feels like. So to heal as a bone, I have no idea. Close one eye, wink. Contort, the fuck? Bend, I guess, but I don't know what that means. Mind over matter. Force that's strong in a wind. All right, contort is to bend, so bind. Is that right? No, that's not right. Heal as a bone. Mend. All right, so we got mind, bend. Feel free to interrupt me at any time, honey. I'm literally just here bullshitting between calls. Get my little daily puzzles out of the way. I have some more thoughts on why I think Donald Trump is a little bitch ass pussy. I've talked about how he banned me from True Social because I'm too left leaning for his MAGA echo chamber. So that sucks. Two words meaning connection. Two words meaning connection. Bind. Wink. Link. Bind. Band. Like the band together. Bend. Link. And I don't know. Wind, like a winding road. Connection. I don't know. I might need a hint in a second. Let's see. I still feel like bind would be correct. I don't know why that's not right. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, I think I might need to get a hint, which is rare for cross climb because it's usually quite simple. And again, if you want to interrupt me at any time or if you want to share what you think the answer is as a second word for connection, I think link is right. I thought bind, but that's not correct. Let's see. A connection. And it has to be one letter away from bend. It's not band, it's not bind. Ugh. You know what? I'm not even gonna do it. I don't want to get a hint, but I'll think about it later. So let's go to pinpoint. And as that's being set up, I have more thoughts on why Donald Trump is a bitch ass pussy. I have no problem at all with men who want to express their feminine side. I think it's beautiful. I literally just had our latest podcast episode release with my dear, dear friend who passed away, unfortunately, who is a drag queen. And he's the manliest man I've ever met. He's a dude's dude, but he likes pink. He dresses as a woman for shows. But otherwise, he's a man. His pronouns are he, him. Um, but yeah, I mean, so I love a feminine man who's in touch with his feminine side, if you will. And yeah, but Donald Trump, even though he is that, he's very feminine, very effeminate. But he shits on people like that, even though that's how he is. This man wears more makeup than I do. Uh, he has hair pieces and wigs and hair dye and all these boots with lifts, high heel shoes. He has shoulder pads in his suits. This man is like Murphy Brown from the fucking 80s and 90s. Like, he's a fucking effeminate ass man. Like, gender affirming care is fine for him. But he's a pussy because he shits on everybody else who wants to do that same thing. And I think that's absolutely wrong. So, yeah, he's a bitch ass pussy. If you disagree, let me know why. Let me know how he is the most manly man you've ever seen with his tons of bronzer. I'd love, love, love your opinion on that one. And while I'm waiting for you to call me and let me know what your thoughts are, I'm going to knock out Pinpoint, which is where we have to find a common theme between these word clues. I'm going to guess things with strings. Excuse me. I was going to say hourglass shape, but you can't say that. Guitar and hourglass. I don't fucking know. A bottle? They have necks? Things with how does an hourglass have a neck? Anyway. Yeah, so Pinpoint's pretty simple. So another reason I think that Donald Trump is a pussy is because I respect a man who is polyamorous and is open about that. I do not respect a man who cheats on his partner at all. I don't care if people pay for sex, but to treat it as though it's a crime, to sweep it under the rug, shit on other people for doing, again, the same thing you're doing. You know, the whole thing with Stormy Daniels, him cheating on his wives, him basically saying one thing and doing another, or doing a thing and then shitting on people for doing the same thing. Like all this shit about abortion bans we're having now and how he's so pro having the Supreme Court judges who took away all women's rights. But when his girlfriend was pregnant with, I think, Eric, he was like, so what are you going to do? He was on Howard Stern talking about, oh, so what are you going to get rid of it? Basically, like he was pro-abortion when it mattered to him. So I think anybody who says they're so against something that they've done or that they espouse or that they're doing, like cheating or being okay with abortion when you need one, or seeking sex workers, like I have a problem with that. I think that's absolutely fucked up. And so, yeah, I'm going to follow Atticus because I hate that I missed them. I'm sorry. Yeah, so Donald Trump is a bitch ass pussy. He's like the bitchiest ass pussy of bitch ass pussies. And again, if you disagree, Would love your thoughts, but I hate a hypocrite. I really do. Because it's so easy to, I mean, especially now. Like, if you think he wasn't fucking Laura Loomer, I don't know where your brain is. So he's cheating on Melania with one person we know openly. Who knows who else? Um, in 2024, in 2025, when polyamory is so accepted and so out there now, I know as a public figure, you have to think about your image, but since when has he ever? Since when has he ever? So I just think it's absolutely insane again that he's continuing to do as I say and not as I do. So yeah, that's why reason number 8,342,602 that he is a bitch ass pussy. I'm going to knock out Tango. Again, just waiting for you to call. You can interrupt me at any time. Share your thoughts on my daily discussion around today's topic of Donald Trump being a pussy. If you, again, disagree, let me know. If you have thoughts, if you agree, I'd love to know. If you're curious about other fun daily puzzles to do, I know a ton. Again, I'm just using these to sort of kill some time while you give me a buzz if you're interested in chatting. I really love this new game called Balatro. It's like a card game, like a poker game with all these different fun jokers that you can get. So I'll probably jump on that if we don't get any calls after we do our star battle, which is the game after this, if you've been following along with how I do my little daily puzzles in order. Let's see. There's that. All right, so Tango is complete. All right, so another reason I think Donald Trump is a bitch ass pussy, and please again, interrupt at any time. I hate to admonish anyone, you know. I know I understand that Donald Trump is a human being. He's a person. He's someone's son. Terrible parents, but he's someone's son. He's someone's dad. He's got Jewish kids. even, even though he can seem very anti-Semitic sometimes. When it suits him, which is weird. But anyway, I digress. I still have to admonish him for his actions. Especially, again, after he banned me from Truth Social because I promote this show very heavily there. And I think that that's abhorrent when you want to maintain your echo chamber. I think that's despicable. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons let's see. I'm going to write back to Atticus. Sorry, buddy. Anywho, yeah. So another reason that Donald Trump is a bitch ass pussy is because he is terrified of black people. Terrified of black people. I see no other explanation as to why he would roll back these DEI programs and roll back having the Tuskegee Airmen taught to the Air Force, why he would roll back all of the civil rights advantages that we've worked and struggled and fought and died and bled for. It's because he's terrified. He's horrified of black people. He's horrified that black people will actually continue to surpass and thrive amongst white people, given the fact that We were finally getting some semblance of equity. So you can't have that, you know. It's very similar to it's like a digital version or a financial version of the Tulsa situation. So he isn't necessarily carpet bombing um, black cities because it's more about economic mobility, being able to get jobs, being able to have better uh, uh, like economic mobility, I would say. And those are the things that the bans and the reversals and rollbacks that he's instituting are doing. So there, because there is no Tulsa, there is no like place that he can go to actually stop black people from thriving. He's doing that as far as uh, these rollbacks are concerned in a blanket fashion because he's terrified, horrified of black people, which is crazy because I mean we're all quite nice. And I think it's really funny that if we haven't collectively risen up against white people, despite the fact that uh, in our worst conditions as slaves, even newly emancipated slaves, when we definitely were the majority on plantations, there were definitely more black people than white people on most plantations. So you would think around that time when things were so contentious and people's actual lives were held in white people's hands, um, once that noose was lifted, if black people didn't rise up and kill or hurt or harm all white people, then, you know, after we made so many advancements and things are at least a little bit better for black people, you know, what would make him think that we're going to do that now? So I think that's part of why he wants to not teach kids, especially white kids, about history, um, and hide a lot of what white people did to black people from children and stuff, is because he wants to protect white people from black people's wrath, you know? But that has never existed, you know? And I don't see how or why it would. I think it's sad that, and we talked about isms and phobias the other day, and my thinking around racism is just that, you know, especially with like the great replacement theory, it's just that white people are horrified that they might receive the treatment that they dish out to minorities if they become the minority. So instead of actually treating people who they deem to be lesser than them better, they instead try to obfuscate the past, again, whitewash history, and hold on to their supremacy as opposed to, again, making things better for everyone. So that's just yet another reason why I think Donald Trump is a bitch ass pussy. Because he's scared of me. He's scared of me because I'm black, because I'm left leaning. Again, scared enough to ban me from True Social. That's how scared Donald Trump is. So, yeah, if you disagree, love to know why you love this man. I know you hear, if you're very MAGA, I know you hear all the time how you're in a cult and da da da. I'm not going to come at you with that. I genuinely would like to know what it is you see in this man, because I can't see it. It's very difficult for me to see it, especially because all I see is a bitch ass pussy. So let me know if you have different thoughts. I'm here. This is your time. This is your space. This is Call a Lib, formerly known as Call a Leftist. But yeah, I'm actually, I get a lot of callers I didn't realize from Germany, and we have someone from Hong Kong the other day. Her name was Sophie too, which is cool. But so to say leftist isn't as clear, I think, as liberal. So hence the rebrand. But yeah, I'm Sophie of sexwithsophie.com, Black woman, Southern North Carolinian, uh, atheist. I don't know what else to say, but like if you're interested in talking to somebody like me, again, not for a debate, don't debate me, but if you're interested in some really nice discussion, calm, sweet, respectful chats, that's me. And if you don't want to be respectful, I'm fine with that. I'm very open to hearing whatever it is you have to say. Even if you're angry or if you have thoughts, that's fine. I want to hear them. So I'll be respectful to you though if you give me a call. Yeah, that's what this show is about, is building bridges, finding commonality, finding common ground with each other. That is my aim. So it might sound inflammatory to say Donald Trump is a bitch ass pussy, but these are just the facts that I'm exploring with you. No, serious. Honest person actually thinks Elon Musk was giving a Nazi salute. Here's the thing, Mr. Wilson. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. The thing about it is I didn't need a gesture from him to know that he's a fascist. He just spent millions of dollars to put a fascist in office. He supports the ARF in Germany. He supports fascist regimes in Europe. He comes from an apartheid state in South Africa. Everything about this man is fascist. I didn't need a arm symbol to tell me that. And if you follow me on social, I literally just did a video about how I saw the movie Doubt. If you've seen that, it's amazing. If you haven't, check it out. It's got Meryl Streep and Philip Seymour Hoffman. And close your ears because quick spoiler about the movie Doubt. But basically, Meryl Streep's character ends up, I try not to spoil it too bad. Meryl Streep's character gets the priest to leave the parish because she suspects and is very certain that he is having an inappropriate or indecorous relationship with a student. And at the end of the movie, she expresses that, man, I'm certain that he did it, but what if I'm wrong? That the doubts were about her actions. I thought that was absolutely poignant. But the reason I love that movie is because what if she was wrong? What if she was wrong? Then she made this guy have to switch places that he worked. She made this guy have to leave one church to go to another. That's literally his penance. But if she was right, she saved countless children from being molested or essayed. And so I have to take that same view of Elon Musk, that if it wasn't a Nazi symbol, if it was just his Asperger's, which is actually the name of a Nazi, so they don't even call it that anymore. But if he was just having a tick or being awkward or whatever, what's the harm in that? What's the harm in that? Okay. But if he was doing a Zeig howl or whatever, if he was doing that, then he's basically broadcasting to all these far right extremist groups, terrorist groups, KKK, Proud Boys, whoever else, that they need to sit back and stand by or whatever it is. So, worst case scenario is pretty fucking worse. But otherwise, if it was just an honest mistake, then don't you think it would also be borne out by his actions? Don't you think he would actually then come out and say, no, I'm not pro-Nazi. It's ridiculous that anybody would think that. Has he actually, said anything to the effect of decrying Nazism or anything? No, he hasn't. And in fact, again, he supports the ARF in Germany. He supports so many actual fascist regimes in Europe. He supports fucking Donald Trump, who is clearly displayed fascist tendencies. So yeah, I don't need a gesture for me to know that he is a fucking fascist. And yeah, so that's why I think he absolutely was giving a signal there. And it was clearly loudly received. So that's my thought. If you think differently, give me a call. Let me know how you feel on the matter. This is Call a Lib. I am your friendly neighborhood liberal, Sophie. I'm the host of sexwithsophie.com. Again, just offering you this time, this space to chit chat about anything that's on your mind. I have a list of topics that we can talk about if you're interested, or if you prefer to, I don't know, gloat. This is your time. If you want to talk about any current events, this is your time. Yeah, so give me a buzz. I'm just sitting here doing my daily puzzles, chilling out. I have one more to do. Technically 2 more to do. Queens. This is my favorite game in the world. It's basically star battles. I just think they're so fun. So because we have 3 full symbols in the first 3 columns, I know we don't need anything there. I just like knocking these out because I have a nice little streak going. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3. So don't need that. And again, feel free to interrupt at any time. This is your time. This is your space. If you have questions, thoughts, again, if you want to gloat, if you want to yell, scream at me. I don't like that kind of thing, but I'm here for it. Whatever you want to do. Sometimes you just want to get things off your chest. That's perfectly fine. Speaking of chest, in my promo videos for Sex with Sophie, the thing about Sex with Sophie is it's not actual sex with Sophie. It's that I am teaching you about sex. I teach people how to talk to each other about sex and sexuality. And so basically it's like, oh, you're coming on this journey, of learning and understanding. So come learn about sex with Sophie, essentially. Okay. So that's the thing. But I say, who better to learn about sex than somebody who you can walk beside through this journey without distraction. But I posted my promo up, and it's just funny because I have very large boobs, very like 38K or something ridiculous. And so somebody was like, without distraction, who's gonna tell her? So I don't know why that just came to mind. That was hilarious to me. But yeah. Funny. So either way, you're welcome to call at any time and interrupt me from my little musings. And now we're done with we're kind of done with our daily puzzle. I still don't know what this one is. Another word for connection. I'll have to think on it some more. But yeah, that's it for the daily puzzles that I'm going to do. Um, well, I would have voted for Kamala if she wasn't a black female. Interesting. So, what about black females makes you feel they are unfit for the presidency? Give me a call and let me know, or go ahead and type out a comment. I'll read it, Mr. Blow. Let's see. What's funny is I joined all these like alt-right, alt tech, platforms like Gab and again True Social before Donald Trump kicked me off. Fucker. Um X, Kick, Rumble, stuff like that. And I have found that as bad as as bad as things can get, like as bad as things people say can be, um yeah, it's really just not that it's not that bright. Like, okay, like this guy says, well, Future said black women have anger issues. Okay. So you feel that because a rapper said that black women have anger issues, that disqualifies them from the presidency? That doesn't really make much sense. I think that sometimes anger is quite justified. I think to have a anger issue is quite all right if that anger is going to spur you into action. Well, yeah, kind of. I've been a fan of him for about 8 years. For a Future, I don't think I've really heard much Future. What would you recommend as far as a good album or a good song, a good intro into Future? Because he must be good to have a fan for that long. Um, yeah. If Future's word, Mask On, you've probably heard it. I'm not gonna play it right now. I don't want any copyright violations, but I will check it out. I definitely I like that kind of music, if you will. I like hip hop and R&B and popular music or whatever. So thank you for the recommendation. Um, why do you think anger is such a bad thing? Out of curiosity. And I feel like I don't know, like some of the situations that are going on in our world, they should make you a little angry, to take away somebody's rights or to condone violence or murder, or there's so much happening that people should be kind of mad about. Well, after the whole Iran thing, I don't really want any angry presidents. So who was the angry president in regards to Iran? And I'm going to guess they weren't a black woman. So not too sure. Uh, George Bush. Yeah, okay. So you don't want another George Bush who is a white man. So you don't want a black woman? I don't quite see the connection there, but yeah, you might need to break that down a little bit for me. If all wars have been started, all conflicts have been started under white men, then if that's your bar, just seems to me then that it might be better to have a combo breaker there. But some white males are bad, but Future said most black females are angry. So how many black females would you say personally? And out of those Black females, how many would you say suffer from anger, if that's an affliction to be had? Because I got to tell you, I know quite a few Black women. And yeah, I can't say that I've noticed a anger issue with them. Um, I do find that if a Black woman is angry, it's typically very justified. I think it actually takes quite a bit to make Black women angry. Even not even just speaking for myself, just from all the ones I know. I know three, and not joking, one of them punched one of my old friend after he accidentally knocked her drink over. So 1 out of 3 is less than half. Okay. I also feel like, okay. Like how old was she at the time? You know, curious about that kind of thing. Um, I don't know. I don't want to justify that. That does sound like an inappropriate response. She was 17. Okay. Well, that might not be a Black woman thing. It might just be the fact that your brain isn't even done cooking until you're like 21, 22, 23. There's this thing called myelination. Have you ever heard of it? It's what your neurons do. They like lay down this like layer of fat over the neurons in your brain. So you're not even like done being grown. You're not done growing, and especially your brain, until your early 20s. Um, is that the same as menopause? Is that the same as no, menopause is more later in life, like around late 40s, early 50s, that kind of thing. That's when you basically stop having a period, and it's the process of your hormones shifting and stuff. But myelination is just the process everybody who has a brain goes through. Again, in your early 20s, that lays down a layer of fat over your neurons in your brain. So what happens is, until that process is complete, you have very, very low impulse control. You have you're quicker to anger, you're more emotional. That's men and women. So I think it takes men even up till early 30s, or I'm sorry, late 20s, like 27, 28, before that process is done for them. So if she was 17, I'm going to chalk her anger issues up to more so that she's just not done cooking. But yeah. How do you feel about Trump saying there is only 3 bathrooms and 2 genders? 3 bathrooms? I'm going to guess you mean like, you can only go to your bathroom. um, what do you think about that? Because I, you know, I, for one, disabled, I meant for third. Oh, gotcha. Well, I think, honestly, like, it's just kind of dumb to me, because the reasoning behind it is silly. Like, it's like saying, okay, I want to protect women in women's spaces. So I'm going to force trans men to go into women's spaces so that I, as a woman, could walk into the restroom and see a full, man in my bathroom with a beard, looking like a dude, and perhaps be a little frightened that I'm seeing a man, but that's where he has to go because he was born as a female. So I don't think he thought it through very well, because if the point was to protect women from that initial, oh, then that's dumb, because it wasn't to protect women from the threat of men, because what rapist, sorry for you have to worry about the things you say, which I've been really horrible about, sorry. But what rapist or attacker is going to walk to the bathrooms and say, oh, this is the women's bathroom, I can't go in there, I'm not gonna go. So, it's just never ever happened that the sign stops the bad people. All you're gonna do is, again, make it uncomfortable for everyone. Everyone. Well, can they not go in disabled toilet? Sure. I'm sure they could, but there's not always 3 bathrooms. Most places that do have gendered bathrooms tend to only have the 2. Um, it's very rare to see family bathrooms or handicap bathrooms, especially in America. Again, I live in the UK, which is amazing. That's everywhere. It's awesome. But it's not a normal thing, I'd say, in America. So no, I'd say if there is a disabled toilet, I'm sure that's nice, but that's definitely not always an option. Um, yeah. If your fingers are getting tired, you're welcome to give me a call. Because we're having like a whole conversation, and I don't think anybody can see it if they're not on kick. I mean, I support gay people and have a family member who is, but I don't think there should be additional genders. Well, here's the thing about that. Gender is a social construct. It's all kind of made up anyway. So, it's not, gender has nothing to do with sex or your phenotypic sex characteristics, like your penis or vagina or whatever. Gender is literally like how you classify a woman or a man or a girl or a boy. That's it. So like nobody actually like there's not a person who stands outside of the bathrooms now and says, "Oh, you're coming in here? Okay, show me your dick and balls. I need to see those before you can come." There's nobody actually looks at genitalia to determine gender. It's just trans people who are kind enough to share that they're trans, that suddenly then it becomes an issue. But I remember a few years back, gender and sex were interchangeable words, but they're not. I mean, they're just not. Sex is comprised of genotypic sex, which is your chromosomes, your DNA, things like that you really can't change. That's just, that's set. And then you have phenotypic sex, and that's the penis, vagina, ovaries, testes. Those are the things that determine your phenotypic sex. You also have what are called secondary sex characteristics, and that's things like boobs and big hips or hairy faces and stuff like that. So sex is all that stuff, physical things, DNA, stuff like that. Gender is literally just made up. So sex, you have male, female, and intersex. You can be a mix of male and female of some sort, and that's intersex. So that's it. Sex, male, female, intersex. That's it. That's all you get. Gender, that's a social construct. That's just, again, nobody's looking at your dick and balls to determine your gender. They're looking at, how you wear your facial hair, or how you dress, or if you're carrying a purse, or if if you're wearing makeup, if you look like you're trying to be a woman, So that's why gender has the kind of bimodal things. Well, what if someone said that they were male gender? That would be a perfectly reasonable thing to say. No, because male is sex related. So you're a male if you have male phenotypic and genotypic sex traits. If you're if you're a male and you identify as a man, your gender would be man. If you're a little boy, it would be little boy. So gender has all kind of stuff. You can be a man, a woman, a cisgender man, cisgender woman, a transgender man, transgender woman, non-binary. You can be gender fluid, gender flux, agender. Gender's got all kind of stuff because it's just how you denote in your mind where you fall along the gender schemas that you've created from a kid of what it is to be a man or a woman. So that's all. What's Zim gender mean? That's not a gender. Zim is a pronoun that some people who are non-binary use. It's not really common, I would say. I think a lot of non-binary people are fine with just being called them or they. Some don't care if you say he, she, or whatever, but you just have to ask people if you want to be respectful or kind. Them. Yeah. So it'd just be like, oh, I saw Zim at the store. If you're wanting to refer to Zim that way, but it's what about the alien gender? Genuinely a real thing I heard about last week. The thing is, even though gender is not, there's not just two genders, just like there's not just two sexes. Like again, you have male, female, and then you have intersex. There's a lot that can happen in between there. Gender is still bimodal, you know? So people say, oh, you're trying to be a woman or you're trying to be a man or, you know, so it's still only two genders. No. Gender is a bimodal spectrum. So on one end you have male, on the other end you have female, and there's a lot, or I'm sorry, oh my gosh. On the one side you have man, on the other side you have woman, and there's a lot that can happen in between or even off the scale altogether if you're agender. But yeah, so gender, there is no alien in that bimodal spectrum. So that, you know, you hear people say stuff like that all the time, like, oh, I identify as a combat helicopter or I identify, you know, just making a joke or whatever, but that's impossible because not, you know, none of those things can fall on that bimodal spectrum, you know. Is that, if that makes sense, I hope that's helpful. Am I answering your question well? Because it's nothing to be worried about, if that makes sense. Because again, nobody's checking your junk, you know? So I think when it comes to the bathroom thing, especially, I think people should literally just go to the bathroom that they feel most comfortable with. Well, where is the gender line drawn? Is people can literally identify as animals? No, because where does a dog or cat fall on that bimodal spectrum? You can only be some variant of man, woman, or either neither if you're agender. So you can be gender flux, gender fluid, all the non-binary, all this stuff in the middle, but it's still, again, on that man, woman spectrum, if that makes sense. So no. Now, if you're into dressing as an animal, there's a thing called a fox. You got furries, you got people who like to be dogs, you know. That's not them identifying as a dog. Those are fetishes and kinks. That's a whole other thing, you know. I've seen a lot of people saying they are a cat. Sure, okay, but you can't identify your gender as a cat. You can have that in your head as to what you want to be, but that's just not how gender works. Sure, they can identify as an animal if they really want to, but again, that's not their gender. What kind of, are they a man or a woman as an animal? Like, you don't call a cat a man cat or a woman cat, you know. So even if they're an animal, they don't have to, but there's still a gender that they would have to uh, pick as whatever animal they identify with. But you said I identify and gender, same thing. No, no. You can identify as anything you want to, I suppose, but when it comes to your gender, so again, if I identify as an attack robot, I still have a gender, you know? I'm either a genderless, agender. I don't see myself as having any gender identity, or I'm a woman attack robot, or I'm a man cat, whatever. But gender is still its own separate thing. You don't have an animal gender or a robot gender. Does that make sense? Like I feel like we're circling a lot of things here, but I'm hoping something's clicking for you. Like it's just not a thing that we don't conflate sex and gender in our everyday lives. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to see your mother's vagina to know that she's, your mom, and that you classify her within your what you frame as a gender schema for a woman. It's not based on her genitalia at all. So yeah. Does that make sense? I hope that makes a little sense. So yeah, I just feel like the bathroom thing is just silly because nobody's looking at your anybody's genitals. And it's very disrespectful in my opinion to to clock trans people. Cuz if you're a boy or you're a man or you're a woman, and someone literally comes up to you and says, "Are you really a man? Are you really a woman?" Like how messed up is that? How terrible is that? And that happens a whole lot to people of color, a whole lot to especially women of color, where even the latest what's her face, the Harry Potter lady, the latest thing she said was she attacked that athlete who was a cisgender black woman and accused her of being a man, just like she did with the Olympics, and this was a woman. So I could be a bio male who is actually a cat and has them pronouns and is trans with no identity. Well, no, if you're all those things, and that's your identity. Your identity would be that you're I guess a non-binary cat with that uses them pronouns, but you were born with XY chromosomes and a penis, I suppose. Then sure, do you have fun? Because who is that hurting? Who is that hurting? What does that hurt? Okay. I just don't see the harm in it at all. I think what's sad to me, and again, I was talking about isms and phobias and stuff the other day, and my take when it comes to the whole trans debate is that, oh, well, I'm not trying to be offensive, but if someone said that to you, would you not find it a bit stupid? What does it matter? What I find it. If that person is happy and they're feeling fulfilled and they're not wanting to go out and hurt themselves, why would I find that stupid? If they're living in a place and as a cat and that's how they like to be, again, who is it hurting? Who is it hurting? And why should they care if anybody finds it ridiculous or silly or whatever? Why should that matter to them? Like, why would you want that to matter to them? That's terrible. Just let them be. Oh, okay, I understand people should be able to identify however, but should they really be having surgery for this? Who's having surgery to be a cat? Who's having surgery to be a cat? And also, like trans people, like do you Do you think that people would undergo the cost and pain and time off work and having to explain to people and all the insurance battles? Do you think people would go through any of that just for a whim, or so they could go into the another bathroom, or so? Like, do you really think, like, or tell me, why do you think people would go through all that to be trans, or to change their gender? What what do you think motivates people to take that on? I'm curious, because the big thing for me with all of my trans friends is, oh, I see. Yes, I do. It actually happened with an 11-year-old boy who ended up deeply regretting his surgery and sadly took his own life. That's, you have got to link that. I need to see an article, because that is not true at all. Whatever wherever you heard that, you can dismiss that friend or that media source right now, because there's no 11-year-old having surgery at all. I promise you. Look it up. I'm not looking it up. You can post where you have this article, or if this is some kind of case study, please let me know. Like, that's not at all true. The way that trans surgeries and trans procedures and gender affirming procedures even work, for children, for 11-year-olds, is, have you ever heard of Tanner stages? Tanner stages. And I would, if you want to call, we can chat. It probably might be a little simpler, but Tanner stages are basically the stages at which you are hitting pubertal milestones. So whether you started having some pubic hair or breast enlargement or things like that, and those kind of things don't even start to happen until you're, 12, 13, 14. So the only things that people even do before you're like 17 or 18 years old is, they can recommend doing like, pubertal suppressants and things like that. And I don't know if that's you, but I do have a call. Hi, this is Sophie. This is Call a Lib. Who's this? Okay. And they hung up right away. If that's you, certainly try again. But yeah, and if you have that article, definitely link it below. But again, in with the trans thing, yeah, thank you. But with the trans thing, if you are, again, pre 17, 18, whatever, the most you can really do is transition socially. Medically, the most you can do is get pubertal suppressants. And then what that does is it staves off puberty long enough for you to make a decision once you become an adult, as to whether or not you want to have a surgery. And what's so sad to me is that most gender affirming surgeries that happen is for kids who are under 18, they happen for cisgender kids. So you have, especially a lot of little boys who have like breasts. I forget what that issue is, like mastitis or something. But a lot of little boys who start to grow breast tissue get like breast reduction surgery, which is gender affirming care, and it's classified as such. And so that kind of thing is under attack. So you're actually really, really harming, all kids once you try to harm just trans kids. Everybody else is hit by that as well. So yeah. So if you see the article, definitely link it. Let's see. Are you a fan of the critical drinker? I have no idea who that is. I'm sorry. Bridge, let me know what you like about that person. I will certainly put a pin in checking them out. I'm going to Google it right now. The critical drinker. I drink and I say things. My kind of guy. Let's see. All right, I've subscribed to his YouTube, so I'll go through his rabbit hole when I get a chance. Thanks for the recommendation. Let's see. All right. So Blow, thanks for chatting with me about this. My big thing with my show, like what I'm trying to do is just to try to make you feel a little bit better. So I really hope I've helped. Like if you had consternation or worry, around this topic, like it's there's nothing to worry about. I promise. Like it's really not that serious. As a woman who goes to women's restrooms, I don't care. I don't care if who's in there with me because nobody, especially in women's restrooms, it's not like men's. Like we're not pulling our junk out in front of anybody like you do with urinals and stuff. Like we go to our own little stall. Nobody sees anything. I think that where the issue might come up for some people is with like changing rooms in gyms. But even that, excuse me, I've never been to a gym. I've never been to a space like that that doesn't have where you can go into your own little cubby area or your own little stall. So in women's spaces, I've never seen where I've had to be subjected to another woman's naked body to either know that she's really was born a man or to, worry about somebody seeing me or anything. It's just never the case. I see some commas from you. Tell me the you are like the some things I can do a search for it. And also, if you're sharing the story of one person who was dissatisfied, it's on CNN. You're sharing the story of one person who was dissatisfied with their transition. But do you know what the satisfaction rate is for trans surgeries? I'm going to try to find it while you're CNN. I'm looking for Massachusetts 11-year-old trans. Transgender 10-year-old fears being murdered. Massachusetts police to charge 3 teenagers after trans teen assaulted. I don't see. I don't see anything that could be what you're talking about, sweetheart. The suicide risk of trans is 3.5 times higher, also due to many regretting it. That is not true. I think what you're referring to is the Sweden study. What that shows is that, and they actually had to do like an amended commentary on this study. Yes, it is true. Also, article on CNN. I don't see the article, sweetheart. I've searched CNN, Massachusetts, trans 11, and a couple of different variations of that, and all I see are trans kids worried about these laws and Elizabeth Warren meeting with the trans kid and this and that. So if you can maybe type it out without, like, instead of putting a period, say dot or something, and I'll certainly look it up. But yeah, there's the Sweden study. Its conclusion showed that I think something of 90 to 95% of people who transitioned were satisfied with their transition, but they noted that the suicide rate is still high for post-transitioned trans people, but they specifically said that that was due to being ostracized by society and family. So it's not because of the transition. The study shows that people were actually satisfied. The study of more than 6.6 million people found that those who identified as trans had that's not the, had 7.7 times the rate of suicide attempts and 3.5 times the rate of suicide deaths in broader American population. That is true. And again, the Sweden study said that that is specifically due to ostracization to being ostracized by society and family. And so that's, yeah, it's not because they're trans. In fact, the success rate or satisfaction rate with people transitioning surgically, which again only happens for adults. There are no children having surgeries, especially not 11 years old. Please, please, please put this article in. I must see it. But yeah, the satisfaction rate is higher than for people who have knee surgery. It's only like 60% satisfaction for people who have knee surgery. So to have damn near 50% higher satisfaction rate for transitioning is pretty amazing. Let's see. So I don't know. I hope that helps you feel better. Like, it's definitely not. It's a great thing for people to get on HRT. It's a great thing for people to get the help they need for their gender dysphoria. But that is soon after transition, not years later. No. The Sweden study, I think that followed people up to like 5 years after. Also, that is a legit case study on CNN. I believe you. If you can put the link in, and again, instead of the periods, put like dot or just write out slash, I can certainly figure it out and try to put that article in to see what you're seeing. Yeah. But again, I've actually read this actual study, the actual study. So, however, again, like what you shared here is correct. It's just that the people who did the study are telling you why the suicidality is less, but still high. I'm trying to, I swear, but it's not letting me. No, don't put the link. Like, put the link, and then wherever you have a period, just literally write dot or put a space, and I'm sure I can Google, what you put in, and it should come up with that. But again, like, let me know if what I am saying is at all helpful, because okay. That's what I was trying to do with oh, I see. Oh, I don't know. Well, I can, I don't know if you're on Discord, but I'm trying to think of a different place where perhaps you can, or if you want to email it to me, my email address is info@withsophie.co. I don't know if that comes up. Yeah. So you can just send it there and I'll take a look. And again, happy to review an article, but I'm letting you know, like the actual study that they're pulling from, I'm guessing, uh, gives the reasons for what that suicidality is accountable for. But let's see. Ultimately, I just it's just not that it's just not that serious. It's just not that serious. Like it's not that serious enough to make a law that says female means this and male means this, and to be so spectacularly wrong about it. Um, because people are gonna do what they're gonna do, you know. I think people who are especially like passing in their trans can and should just go to the bathroom that they feel most comfortable with. I think people who aren't passing but are trans, like you said, if they're more comfortable just for their safety to go to gender neutral or handicap bathrooms, and then I would recommend that. But otherwise, like I think it's up to them if they want to go into whatever bathroom they want to. It genuinely doesn't matter. Because again, I'm as a woman, I've never ever been to a restroom where I've had to be subjected to another person's genitalia, you know? You get the odd woman in the gym locker room who doesn't care and just they'll just whatever, just like I'm sure in the men's locker room. You've seen a lot of things you probably didn't want to see. But yeah, you don't have to do that. There are plenty of stalls, plenty of places to change. Somebody said changing rooms like in stores. Again, who's seeing you in there? Nobody. So it's just not that serious. It genuinely isn't. The issue is that what's going to happen and what has already happened is that people are just going to be given the license to fuck with people. So, oh, you kind of look like a man. I don't care that you're actually a cisgender woman or a trans woman. I'm going to now call the police or get you in trouble or harm you in some way or feel justified in committing violence towards you. You know, that's what this is doing more than anything. Because again, nobody can tell. You know, nobody, because sex and gender are different, nobody like associates genitalia with gender. Nobody does that. All right, let me check my email to see if you have been able to send this article to me. I don't see anything just yet. I download new messages. Oh, see? Let's see. Get all new mail. Nothing, brother or sister. Or Zem. Just shoot me a little comment when you sent that, and I will absolutely take a look. But again, my thoughts in general are though that one person's case study, as sad as that might be that someone's, you know, taken their life, it doesn't discount that 95% of people are quite satisfied with their transitions. And also to say that an 11-year-old is having any kind of surgery, I just don't, I've never seen that. And I don't think that's possible. I don't know a doctor that would do that. And it depends on the surgery. Like if it's somebody who's had, like how could they have a mastectomy at 11? How could they have some kind of penile implant or Like, what surgery could they have at 11? It just, I don't understand. So I'm waiting with bated breath for this article, friend. Um, and if anybody wants to call in the meantime, I had a call, but it dropped. That's okay if you want to try again. This is your time. This is your space. Um, I'm hoping to again just continue these conversations and hopefully make you feel a little better. Let's bridge some gaps, between our differences, because we're really not that different when it comes to the end of the day, you know. So I definitely hope what we've talked about so far is at least making this one person feel a little bit better. But if you want to talk about some of the topics I have listed or continue on this conversation about trans people, especially trans kids, would love, love, love to chat with you. So again, you're welcome to call in or leave a text message or whatever you're comfortable with. It's fine with me. We finished all our daily puzzles. So I might jump on a game of Bellatra while we wait for our article from our friend. Just to again kill some time between calls. So if you want to give me a buzz, I am here for you. I am Sophie of sexwithsophie.com. I teach people how to talk to each other about sex and sexuality. So, but even before the election and Trump and all this political stuff, I was already helping people to understand abortion better and transgenderism better and genders and sex better and LGBTQ issues better. So, it was kind of a natural progression, I think, to move into this space where, again, just offering up my services as a person who is very left leaning, very progressively liberal, I would say. I'm not a Democrat. I don't really, I vote independent or whatever, but not independent, but I'm unaffiliated. I don't claim anything, but yeah, definitely just very left leaning. So if you want to chat with somebody who maybe thinks a little differently than you, I'm willing to bet we actually aren't that far apart, or aren't as far apart as you may believe. So if you want to give me a call, I'm here for you. This is your time and your space to call a lib. So I hope that you do. I'll be around for another few minutes. I'm going to probably just play a little Bellatro and continue talking about why Donald Trump is a pussy ass bitch. We already discussed how he banned me from True Social because of this show, because he wants to maintain this echo chamber and of just MAGA people, and he doesn't want anybody coming in to say, hey, we have way more in common with each other than than what separates us. Everything that you're being riled up to hate and be angry about are just distractions from the fact that you're not going to have your daily needs and economic needs addressed. The hate that is being stoked in you is harmful to your children and to my children and to your heart and your stress levels and everything else. We have to have more class consciousness about us. I think it was beautiful that Luigi Mangione kind of started that ball rolling. I think we should keep that going. Not with like murdering people, but just with continuing the conversation about what we have in common and how we're all in the same boat. And so again, Donald Trump, pussy ass bitch, blocked me from being able to share that message on his social media platform, True Social. I was indefinitely banned. And so I have appealed it. I haven't heard anything, but I think that's pretty fucking egregious. So thank goodness I'm still on Rumble and X and Kick and Gab and all these other more right leaning places, because I really, really hope that we can just connect better with each other and find some common ground. So even though I'm not on True Social at the present because I was banned by Donald Trump, I am hoping that I'm reaching some MAGA people, and that you know that if you want to chat with me or gloat or yell or scream or whatever is on your heart to do, that this is your time and space to do so. I am here for it, I promise. So give me a call and let me know your thoughts. Still waiting for that article from my friend. But in the meantime, let's play some Balatro. Now I am on the final tier of difficulty, or stakes with the red deck, and it's kicking my ass. So I'm gonna kind of fudge it a bit. Oh, it's like continuing my previous game. So I had 2 tags. I had the $25 if I beat it, and I get a rare joker. So hopefully we can do that. And you can interrupt me at any time. I'm literally just fucking around and holding this space for you, dear friend, to call in and let me know if you have any thoughts on the topics I have listed above, on the recent events in the news, or anything post inauguration, whatever's on your heart. I am here for it. But oh my gosh, I love this game. My sister-in-law turned me on to it, and it's just been really fun. So I don't have anything. I was trying to make a straight. And I've never played poker at all. I was a spades person growing up. That's a very Black person game. But yeah, so I had to kind of learn the different runs, like what a full house is and a flush, straight, and all that. But it doesn't take long to understand that, and then it makes this game so much fun. So really enjoying it. Whoever made Balatro, good job. I'm probably not gonna get past the 600 here. You know, it can't hurt to try. Because for this stake, the gold stake, it is hard. So I tend to just wait until I see a couple of good tags and then try to at least get through the first ante. If these words aren't making sense to you, so sorry. I have some homework from my friend Bridge coming from YouTube. So I'll be checking out the Critical Drinker later. If you have heard of this person, I'd love for you to let me know. I follow people like Javon Bradley, Brian Tyler Cohen, who wrote an amazing book called Shameless. It's so good. Yeah, fucked up. I don't have anything at all. Oh, boo. What I might do is play all this and see if I happen to get 2 hearts. Then I can do a flush. But I like Destiny. I love Mehdi Hassan and Zateo, his new media company. Yeah, I'm not going to get it. So I'm going to start over. Is that cheating? Just to be like, fuck it. No, I'm going to start over. But what kind of things do you listen to? I will say I did again jump on more alt-right platforms like Rumble and True Social before Donald Trump banned me, and X, of course, Kick, Locals, stuff like that. And it's been really fun. It's been real. It's been fun, but it ain't been real fun, I guess. But yeah, it's been interesting to say the least. But I honestly haven't found anybody that I want to follow there. I do follow Kim Iverson on Rumble because she's who kind of spurred me into doing this show. She right at the day after the election, she had a broadcast where she was saying that, oh, the liberals never talk to us. They're the ones who are being hateful. They're cutting us off. They're not even wanting to understand our point of view. And I was like, she's right. She's right. She's like, maybe if they talk to us, they'd understand why they lost. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because I voted for Kamala Harris. I'd love to understand why I lost or why we lost. And so that's kind of where this came from. I wanted to really, really pick your brain if you're MAGA or if you're a Trump voter to understand what your thinking was, because I cannot fathom it. I genuinely can't. After all this time, I still haven't received a single reason that's not steeped in racism and sexism and misogynoir. So I'm still waiting for that call. Maybe it's you. Is going to call me and convince me that Donald Trump is not a racist and Project 2025 is not really going to be enacted, even though it's absolutely being played out as we speak. Yeah, so I'm open to understanding, but it's just sad that I haven't really been moved as of yet. But let's have that conversation. Let's have that discussion. I'd love to understand. I really would. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to get it this time either. This is a really fun game. Oh, but another reason that I think Donald Trump is a pussy is that he's everybody's bitch. Like, whose bitch isn't he? Obviously, he's Elon Musk's bitch. He's pretty much the bitch of anybody who gives him a lot of money. Not people who give him a little bit of money. People who buy his shitty products. People who just donate their last $5 that they didn't give to the tithe on Sunday or whatever. People who just, give here and there, whatever, all his supporters that give what's their last penny to him. He doesn't give a fuck about you. But if you give him $1 million or more, you get front row seating at his inauguration. Yeah, he's owned and bought by Netanyahu and AIPAC, by Putin and Xi. And it's just, yeah, whose bitch isn't he? So Donald Trump, man, I don't get it. He's not this masculine, manly man. He's a bitch. And he's everybody's bitch. So I don't quite understand the lore. So yeah, if you want to correct me, if you feel like him wearing as much makeup and hair pieces as he does and shoulder pads in his suits and high heels is the most masculine thing you've ever seen, let me know. Maybe I've got it wrong. But I just don't get it, friend. Ooh, I might have yay, I got a flush. All right. So please know I'm just killing time between calls. I am absolutely hoping that you will interrupt me. Like, I love this game. I'm having a great time. But I'm here for you. This is your time and your space. So if you would like to have a chat, then feel free to give me a call or a text. You can also go to sexwithsophie.com and send me a message about when would be a better time for you if you want to schedule a conversation. I'm open to that. I have 4 kings, so I'm going to just play this and see if I can get... It's not going to give me anything. Oh, it gave me 5. Nice. Yay, I got a king. Let's see. I don't know if that's going to get me to 600 though, so definitely not with that debuff. Boo. Oh, hey. Yay. So we get these tags. I get $25 and I get a free polychrome card. So that's awesome. And my friend, please interrupt at any time. I'm just playing games, killing time, satisfying the Twitch gods, if you will, with a little gaming action. But this is your time and your space. You are free to interrupt me at any time, because if you have burning questions for a liberal Black female, this is your time. And not to debate. I'm definitely not a debater, but I'm here to have a conversation and try to really understand your way of thinking. If you disagree with any of the topics that I have listed above, yeah, this is for you. I'm getting very tired. It's like 12:30 in the morning my way, so I'm flagging a little. So if you want to call me in the next few minutes, I'm hanging out just for you. Hopefully you can hear me from my computer. Let's see. Okay. All right, let's play this out and then I am going to bed, my friends. I definitely want that. I love that card. Such a good voucher. All right, and then I can get my spectral pack. Oh boy, I'm sorry. Oh, that's awesome. I gotta get that. Okay. The reason I try to get my cards first is in case I get one here that I need to upgrade or can do something with. Create a copy of a random joker and destroy all other jokers. Are you crazy? Destroy one random card in your hand. Add 4 random enhanced numbered cards. Creates a rare joker but sets your money to 0. I think I know which one I'm going to do. So that got rid of my bonus joker or jack. I can reroll. 1 per tarot. I really need some plus or times multipliers. I am so tired. Sure. I'll do one more. I'll do 2 more. Nah. Or wait, is that times how many? Plus 10. I'm good. All right. So with this one, I might skip this, play this. Yeah, I'm going to skip this and then play the next one. Oh, boy. Ooh. Double my money or Wheel of Fortune. Fuck you. Get a +3 or double my money. I'm pretty cool with that, so I'm gonna skip it. I have 18 bucks. That's okay. And we'll play this one and hopefully not do too bad and get some funds. What can I do? I really want to get a flush because I can make a little bit of money or get a really good multiplier there. My friends, I'm literally just playing around. If you want to call and interrupt me, feel free, but I am shutting down here soon because I am exhausted. Let's get rid of all that. Really? That's such a good card. 8, 7. So I would need a 6. I have 5 6s. There's a good chance I'd get one. Oh boy. All right, so let's try to get the straight. I've got at least a level 2 straight, so that's not bad. So I have to get a 6. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. This can go. This can go. Can that go? Let's just see what we see. Get out of here. That's pretty good. Okay, so 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. And I'll move that to the end so it does it last. Oh my god. Oh, this 2. That's gonna fuck me bad. So let me put this. I'm wasting a discard, but whatever. Okay, that's better. That's a lot better. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That way I get a time plus 20. Okay, times 2. Okay, so let's do that. That's terrible. I'm not going to win this round at all. J10, 9. I would need an 8. That's going to make me play this card. That's going to make me play this card. 3. J10, 9, 8, 7. I'm just going to do a 2 pair. Okay. And hopefully I'll get an 8. I have 4 8s. How do I have 4 8s? I got 2 hearts. Okay. So we'll see. That is terrible. And no 8. But at least I have a pair. 6 is the smallest, so that'll be plus 12. All right. Yeah, I think this is a good thing though, because I am so tired, you guys. I'm going to lose this round and then take my butt to sleep. That was pretty good though. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Wow. Wow. And I get this. Oh my God. I don't know if it's going to let me get the 2 pair. It's just chips though, so I don't care. But holy shit. Even if I did lose, I still have this fucking Mr. Bones. But what the fuck? 5 of a kind? I've only gotten this one other time, and it is not that easy to do. And I have a steel card. Wow. And my minimum card would be the steel card, so I still get a plus 12 here. Okay. Maybe I'm not going to bed just yet. Good Lord. That's amazing. Oh my God, y'all. Oh my God. That's crazy. And just in the nick of time. Just in the nick of time. Oh yeah, that costs me $3 every time. I forgot. Oh my God. Okay, now we're getting into some multiples too. Let's see if I get a flush. I only get that. I am going to see if I can get I'm gonna go ahead and use this, even though I sacrificed that. Let's see if I can get a good multi. I'm gonna skip it. Oh my god, I played a challenge round that was nothing but this card, which basically destroys the joker next to it every round that you play. So it's fucking very hard to play, but I beat it. I beat that challenge. So I got +3 here. I'm at 21. That's really good. So tired, y'all. I don't think I want it. So let's reroll. Oh, get out of here. Yeah, let's do that. So now I can have $50. Now if I get a rental card, it's not that bad. What was that? Straight. Oh yeah. Let's get those going. Oh, I'm so sleepy. I'm good. Nothing's worth losing these. One more. It's not that expensive, so fine. I got 5 of a kind, y'all. I cannot believe that. So I am really stuck. I'm basically sacrificing this card here because I do not have shit. I probably should have got that flush card. So I can only play one hand. And it's gotta be... I was so excited. I didn't even check to see if I got those 80 chips from the 5 of a kind. Because a 4 of a kind or a 5 of a kind still contains 2 pairs. So I don't know if it counted it because they were all the same card. But yeah, let's see if we can get this in only one hand. That would be fantastic. Get the fuck out of here. 4 of a kind. These are so hard to do. And I just got the freaking, I just did the freaking leveling up on that. What the fuck? Why are the gods being so nice to me today? It sucks though, because I really wanted to. I have another king. Fuck these discards. Let's just see what we get. I'm going to discard every single last one. Just to see if I can get that last king. So I can keep my... I was going to get another 4. Holy shit. Holy shit. All right. Come on, king. Come on, last king. We didn't get it, but we got the steel card. So that's perfect. So yeah, we got to sacrifice this one, unfortunately. But we get a steel card. I'm going to really pay attention and see if this gives me 80 chips because it counts as 2 pair. Hopefully we'll get to our... I get a +10 at least. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That's so uncouth. This one gives me the +10. Okay, so let's see what we can see. Okay. Let's do it. Come on, 25,000. I can't believe I just upped the 4 of a kind, like right before that. Nope. Not even close. But I got my Mr. Bones, so that helped me out. Still in the game. Not for long, though, because I don't have any multiplier cards. Oh, boy. Sure. Sure. Why not? I'm out of here. Let's see. Gotta do your celestial packs. Oh, snap. I get the pack for the 5 of a kind. That's never gonna happen again though. So, it's hard to get a straight flush until I get like more hand size. I'm skipping it. That's +3. So let's do our standard. Excuse me. ×2 is typically better than +10. So I'd only get a benefit with the +10 for, like I wouldn't for a straight or a 4 of a kind or higher. So I think I'm still going to do it just because it gives me more kings too. Sure. And oh, this sucks. I really need, I'm gonna die basically, but I don't want to get it just in case the next antes that I skip have the ability to get some jokers. All right, let's just see. Get out of here. I needed jokers. This gives me jokers. Holy shit, y'all. Let's see. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. Please be one good. No, nothing's polychrome. Nothing's gonna help me. Boo. 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 I'd have to keep that forever. I don't want to. All right. I'll get you because I can sell you. Damn it. And we're going to skip it. Get +3. I'm going to skip it. Playing a 2-pair sets your money to 0. That's just fine. I don't have to do that. Okay. KQ 1098. So I would need a J. If I use this, I could actually get a J and a 10, but I'd still need a 9 or an ace. So let's see. If I could play these. That would not do anything for me. Like none of this is good. None of that's good. Okay, I got the J. K, Q, J, 10. Okay. So I can up this and do 8, 9, 10. J, 8, 9, 10, J, Q. So what I can do is just play these and hopefully I can get a better multiplier because this one will be 14. Oh, it's just so terrible. I'm not even coming close. Ugh, goodness. I'm not even coming close. I'm not even close. That's fucking abysmal. Two. 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 You're kidding me. Okay, so 7. KQJ10, 9. So this needs to go up to 8. I have 3 discards. Why am I not just doing that? Okay. I'm so sleepy. Let's see. That's it's a little better. Um Come on. Q. K. QJ10, 9, 8. Are you fucking with me? They are. They are. I mean, I totally have lost it. There's just no way I'm getting up to that. So let's just see. Uh Fuck it. All right, so I'm gonna pull both of these up. So I'm just gonna go from the bottom. 7, 8, 9, 10, J, and put the polychrome at the end. Let's just see what we see. At least I get a plus 20. It's just not even fucking close. Nope, nope, nope. Not even close. Boo, boo, boo. I have a flush. I mean, a full house, sorry. And it's got 2 pair in it. And I'm not using my 2 pair. Again, I'm not winning this round, but hey, we got 5 in a row. 5 of a kind last time, so can't be too mad. Yeah, that's it for me. AKQ. Can just do a highest card. Yeah, I don't have a flush. All right. That's terrible. All right, that's it for me, guys. I think we did pretty good. I usually get to about NT6 anyway, so that's not too bad. One day I shall beat you, gold steak. Today was not the day. Um, Orange took a while, so I'm willing to bet gold might take a while. These are some of the challenges I was talking about. Um, this is the one where you only had this card and you had to have it, and it had to stay where you were gonna um, like destroy a Joker every time. It was crazy. So I really like these different challenges. They're really fun. But I'm so sleepy, guys. So I am off to bed. Thank you for playing Balatro with me. Thank you for chatting with me. My friend on Kick, Mr. 1234567. Really enjoyed speaking with you. James, nice to talk to you too. Bridge and Mr. Wilson, thank you for your comments. Everybody who commented somewhere from one of the many places this is going out, thank you so very much. Really looking forward to my next callers. So please feel free to call in next time you see that I go live. So follow my stream and subscribe, like, whatever it is from wherever you're watching from. And catch me hopefully tomorrow when we have another round of Call a Lib, and I'll think of another topic to chat about between callers and comments. Again, today we talked about why Donald Trump is a bitch ass pussy. The biggest reason is, of course, that he banned me from True Social because of this very show. So I think that it's really sad that he's wanting to have such a stranglehold on that echo chamber of True Social that he doesn't even want someone who's coming in and trying to find bridges and connection and have discussions and find commonalities amongst ourselves. That's really fucking pussy ass behavior to me. So yeah, there you have it. Thank you so much, you guys. I'm out. I love you. I hope you love one another with permission. Bye.